This is Brandon, I'm Sarah, and of course, our beloved Aiko. Frustrated by the ever-increasing cost of living, we sold everything, went out on a limb, and left our traditional life on land behind. We built a new kind of dream together, and have been living full-time in our homemade slice of paradise ever since. We are always learning new ways to navigate this unique life off the grid and on the water, so grab a drink and join us for the ever-evolving adventure that is keeping afloat. It's that time again, y'all. The home stretch of another full renovation that felt, as they always do, mildly never-ending. Hard work always pays off, though. And now, we're getting to the fun part, the final touches. Well, you know what? I might be getting a little ahead of myself here. There was one last major project we had left to do before finally transitioning to the fun part of decorating and staging. And as it turned out, we might have saved the worst for last. And in some ways, we brought it on ourselves. In this week's episode, mistakes are made, lessons are learned, and victories are earned. This may be our last progress update for the Roundhouse Reno series, so stick with us till the end, especially if you're considering coming for a visit to stay here, because the listing is up and we are so excited to share it with you. But we've got some ground to cover between now and then, so let's get right into it. Wait, and explain to me how it works.
Stripper. You put it on, paint it on with a paintbrush, wait 15 minutes, and then scrape it off.
I can see how it's like bubbling up. All right, so I don't think we've talked about it. Can you give YouTube an update about the whole sandblasting plan saga that we've been dealing with?
Well, we've talked to 35 companies that own sandblasters, and they're either selling, quitting, not ever doing it again, won't rent you their stuff. You can buy a sandblasting kit from Home Depot, but it's like you're gonna do an inch at a time, and you need a big old air compressor to run it. And so we're just we're stuck here at this idea. It's tedious, and it's gonna be a bunch of stuff to clean up, I think.
The good news I will say is we're getting rid of these pickets. The main post will stay, but all the little pickets we'll get rid of because we're going to do like the metal cables, you know. I think that'll go to a more modern approach, but also it'll help us not have to scrape paint off every single one of those. And if anybody's wondering why we didn't just paint over the blue, what would you say, Dinky?
Because we don't want painted decks. I hate painted decks.
Me too.
It's just a lot of maintenance and work. We want wood-looking decks, stained decks. Which, to do that, we got to get it back to the wood. More on the column.
He said a time, and it didn't cost me a dime. What, baby? It's not coming off? We should have just painted them. This is stupid. A poor use of time, we feel like, and we are busy people, but we done started it now, and you can't, I mean, now that we got all this wood chipped off everywhere, we can't just, oh, I think I'll paint over it now, you know, it's too late.
Yeah, I'd about rather just go buy all new wood and just build me a new damn deck.
Right? This is like so annoying.
And yes, this is almost all vodka. Okay.
Just think, one day we'll be on a sailboat and we'll be at anchor and we'll take the little dinghy to the little tiki bar.
Should not baby today.
If you want to get in the car and go, I'm not gonna protest.
Let's just put everything we got for sale.
Look, guys, it's a train. looks fun. You wanna go see your horsey friends? Hello, beautiful. Are those your buddies? I like to think that the horses like to see her too. But I don't know anything about horses. Any of you guys that are horse people, let me know if their body language tells you that they like her too. Come on, let's go. Over the next few days, yes, days, we alternated between continuing with the tedious scraping and trying out any other idea that came to mind. We tried multiple layers of the stripper, we tried mineral spirits, we tried pressure washing, we tried just sanding it off with an orbital sander. You name it, if it's known to take paint off, we done tried it. And after all that, we still didn't even have one of our decks clear of paint. We figured it came down to the fact that there had to be at least a half a dozen or more layers of paint on this wood. Underneath the blue, there was yellow, and under that, gray, and no doubt multiple coats of each. The long and the short of it was just too much paint to ever restore those decks back to their original wood without completely ruining the wood itself in the process. So ultimately, here's where we landed. We are painting these decks. We just should have done that from the start. That was a big mistake. And the only reason that we kept going, even though we were seeing this isn't really working, we had that mindset of we don't want to have wasted our time, and sometimes that's valid, but I think this was a situation when we just needed to know when to quit. It's kind of like people who stay in a job that they hate just because that's what they got their degree in, you know what I mean? It's you don't have to be trapped in something just because you've spent a lot of time to get there. It's better to just change gears than to continue wasting time in the name of the time that we've already wasted, if that makes sense. So, hey, really excited to just start moving forward and do something that's gonna work. And we have a product that we think is gonna work. It's called Deck Correct. It can fill in cracks, and it doesn't matter if there's chips. It's supposed to just be for the most weathered, terrible, poorly kept up decks. You just glob that stuff on there, and 2 coats, you're good to go. So pumped. I really, 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 really hope that this works. In summary, I would say if you have nice wooden porches, don't paint them in the first place. Please don't paint them. But if you buy a house that has painted porches, maybe this could be a good product. So if it is, I'll link it in our Lowe's storefront in the description, and you guys can consider it for your projects. So let's see how it goes.
Like a creep, so hungover I couldn't speak. I met the group last night, and he shook my hand in the end and said, "You ain't got me losing you. What you gonna do about it?" I'm gonna hit that bottle. Which troubles do you seek? A pure heart is the root of all weak. I bowed my head and hid my eyes, but he shook me out of my disguise and said, "You ain't gonna what you gonna do?"
Round 2, putting the dookie paint on the wood.
Yes, sir.
It goes on so light, but it dries so dark.
It really does.
It's so funny.
We were at
one of our friends has a coffee shop, and we were at their coffee shop, and we walked up on their porch, and we realized that they had just done their deck the same
with this stuff.
I was like, oh.
Yeah, I mean, it's not quite the stain look, but I mean, we knew that, and given what it is, it looks pretty good. 1000% better than the blue, which I would love to never see again.
think it actually dries and looks good. I mean, I'm fine with it.
Yeah. The brown decorette carpet was rolled out just in time for the arrival of Brandon's mom, who y'all know as our interior decorator extraordinaire, and his dad, who y'all don't quite know and probably never will because that's just how he rolls. It didn't take long for shenanigans with Thelma to ensue. All right, look who's here, and she's already getting into a mess of shenanigans.
You don't go all the way through.
I haven't.
We did it. We haven't got a corkscrew for this house yet.
Who's called improvising?
Yes.
That ain't working, baby.
Let's try the shoe trick.
Do it on the door.
Yep.
It's moving, isn't it?
Don't be scared.
Hit it hard, Brandon.
Yeah, I'm gonna crack this bottle in half and the glass will go through my hand.
Well, that's the point of the shoe. Is it working? I bet Lee's in there like, what in the world?
No.
I've totally done that before in college.
I think we get a knife and just cut it out of it.
Yeah, but then the cork ends up all in it.
We do live in town. We can go get a corkscrew.
It's wishful thinking.
Yeah.
At this point.
All right.
It'd be-
Fail.
it'd be
I'll be so glad to get rid of those.
This is going to be so cute.
Yeah.
I'm excited.
Well, you just need to know for sure that bottom tire, we want the tire to look like it's riding the base.
Yep, and then we can take a straight edge and cut that off up there under the motor.
Oh, he is so cute.
He was perfect. He is fabulous.
Fabulous.
And when Mr. Bear's sitting there,
Mhm.
we can see him from over here.
Our little nerd bear for the office.
Yeah.
I like those. They're very substantial and heavy.
They're Lauren.
And they look perfect. Oh, they are? They look perfect with the
Yeah.
side tables. Just need to get...
We just get little light shades to go on.
We'll
little
find-
round ones.
We'll find one at a thrift store.
Yeah.
Love these vintage amber bulbs for like softer light situations, like a nightstand where you don't want to blind yourself in the morning.
I built 4 of these, one for each column. Those will go in the ground, pour quickcrete in them, let it set.
Mm-hmm.
And then these big 6x6 posts will fly on top of those. And then I'll tow these in and put these 2x10s into the post. I've got carriage bolts that bolt them, and it structurally makes that sound for that hot tub to be on.
And the hot tub comes tomorrow.
Hot tub comes tomorrow.
Whoop,
but
whoop.
we're gonna get the hot tub, then we're gonna make these forms under it. That way we get the supports exactly right, because it just says 6.5 by 7 feet. Nobody can tell me which way's which. You think they'd know. If the stuff sets in 30 minutes, it ain't no big deal. Put the forms under it, and then we won't put water in it until we wire it anyway, so it'll
Right.
have time to dry.
That thing's straight there. About right there.
Yeah.
Is where it should go.
It's a perfect little spot for it here.
I love it.
Yeah, guys, this was a painting by Deb Babcock, who is one of our viewers here. We love Deb, don't we? She came to the trash cleanup. She's very sweet and talented, as you can see. This is a painting of the O'Connell Lofty Overlook in the Smokies.
Beautiful. Beautiful, beautiful.
Ah!
I love it. Not
not that high.
Come down. Got right
Yeah,
there, Sarah.
yes, that's exactly what I
Let
thought.
me find the wire. I'm happy. You happy? Huh? You happy? Look, they had something in the center of the
That's
wire.
because that's a good spot for a picture.
Yeah.
What's that, just shoved through?
Watch.
Yeah, these things are so nifty. I never saw those before.
Till you
We-
hit the stud.
Well, then you put a screw, but we call them fish hooks. They go in your wall.
You don't even need a tool.
You twist them, turn them around, and lock them, and the picture will never fall because that's back against your.
Never say
This
never.
one will hold 50 pounds.
I think it's cool. I really like that
I
piece
love
of art.
that
It's kind of
picture.
weird.
It's like a little fishing boat.
Yeah.
Y'all ready to
Little
hang
jumbo.
this in, Kurt?
All right, then we're going to sit the rod on it, but look, one ring goes outside the bracket, and all the rest of them inside the bracket. One on each end. That keeps the curtains from pulling over the window frame. Look at you. Have you ever hung up your curtains? You have now? Sarah and I just being Susie Homemaker.
That just made the ceilings look so tall.
That's why we hang them that high.
I feel short.
It looks so luxurious.
I feel short in here now.
I bet you do.
I
That's
feel like
why,
I'm in a king's room.
Right?
that's why we didn't
And-
use those two short drapes.
I'm worried that when I get in the bed, I'll only be like in this much of it.
You're just puny in comparison to this spectacularly extravagant room.
And these lime green.
Those are not lime green, honey. They are
Lime
clearly
green.
they're like ivory. I think
Okay.
you're colorblind.
I'm not colorblind.
There's nothing green about those curtains. He's nuts. That was the perfect shade for those.
These are killer.
I love them.
It is like
Walmart find, y'all.
Yeah.
And these ones, we found these lamps at Goodwill. They had like an ugly accordion looking shade on them. So we found the shades at Walmart too. Those are super cute. Oh, that's perfect.
It is absolutely perfect. Brandon, we did so well on that.
It is so cool.
It is cool. It looks good in this house.
Yeah, good find.
It continues our travel theme.
Yeah. Everybody's going to be happy to know that we're finally restoring the leather on this couch. It's been the subject of many comments, and I agree with you guys.
I cleaned it and dyed it. Look how much better it looks. It looks like it did when you bought it. Cleaner opens up the pores and gets the dirt off, and then you just recolor. And I do this a couple of times. Buff it, let it dry, and then I got a protector I'll put on it that'll keep it from ever fading again.
These are the kinds of things that I'm like, why didn't we do this for ourselves the whole time? Like, and then we do it for, like, just like in the Surf Shack where I was like, we have this nicer than we had it for ourselves.
It's amazing. Yeah, I tell Brandon that all the time. Condition y'all's couch.
Ta-da! I mean, that is night and day.
He's got the misery. Ellie Mae is wrong.
Taco night. We got deer meat
Don't
tacos.
worry, my hands are really clean.
Ooh, we found where the deer were. That must have been Ralph's family. We see deer all the time, and deer sign even more than that. So that little mural is so fitting for that house. Plus, I'm just obsessed with it. It's so cute. Today is the day that we say goodbye to the Pizza Hut light. So this was a plug-in light that we've chopped off the end to so we can wire it directly into the house. It was pretty much about the only thing that we could get that had a chain long enough.
That was made a major difference.
Oh, that is just so cute.
finishing touches. This part's fun.
Might have spoke a bit too soon again. Time for a little more manual labor. Very tedious labor. Crouched over under there. Good job, Dinky.
I'm pouring quickcrete in there to build a base. My posts sit on top of it. You don't put the post into the quickcrete because the post is pressure treated. It dries, it shrinks up, and then it just goes up and down inside the form.
Okay.
Look, baby, it's a hot tub
On a sled.
on a sled.
I don't know how I thought that they were going to get this to the back porch, but a sled was not on my list of guesses. Wow.
This one, you can't scratch this one. You can't crack this one because it's all that one shell. Like this goes all the way down and it is the bottom. Yeah, these don't break.
We like low maintenance.
That, my friend, is what's gonna hold the hot tub. Could have done this with 4x4s, but why not?
We like to overkill.
Overkill.
Looking very supportive, baby.
It's very supportive.
Very supportive.
It's like you could put an elephant on it.
How long till they can wire it and we can fill it up? Next week. Supposedly patience is a virtue. Brandon's working on making our little aero decor sign for the front of the house. Again, because kind of when you pull up in your vehicle and you look here, I guess it's kind of confusing where you go to get to the door. We're makeshifting a cool sign. You can buy stuff like that on the internet, fraction of the price to DIY it. That is a lot better. I still don't like the glass, but I'll get over it. The reason why we had to stick with this door was because we ordered one from Lowe's that we thought we were going to get a new door. They were like 2 weeks, and then it turned out that it was discontinued it, and they never even told us. So we were expecting to get a new door. I guess it takes 6 or 8 weeks, sometimes more, to get a door. And now at this point, 2 months from now plus would be well into rental season. So we're just gonna have to make what we got work, and then maybe at some point we'll get a nice new wooden door with more glass and all that. But it is actually a big difference just painting it.
It's major. We get new weather strips in and get
Yeah.
all the trims lined around it.
Oh my gosh, I am so excited to get back to the lake. I miss the whole thing. I miss the lifestyle. I miss our house. Aiko being able to run around without a leash and be free. I miss the mastercraft and water sports. I want to pay attention to the weather. Like, I feel so disconnected to the outside world unless we're doing a project that requires a dry time. Otherwise, like, I have no reason to look at the weather. It doesn't really affect me. I don't mean to sound like I'm whining or acting like this isn't, an awesome house. I just mean for us, like, we're water people, and I can't wait. I'm so excited, so pumped to get back. And on that note, after all we accomplished this week, it was time to put a bow on it and open it up to the public. We couldn't have wrapped things up so quickly without Miss Thelma's help, so please do join us in giving her a metaphorical round of applause. We do have just a couple final touches, including the cable railing install to share next week, in addition to, of course, the final reveal tour and before and after comparisons. But because we know time is of the essence when it comes to folks who might be planning a spring or early summer trip here, we've gone ahead and shared the Airbnb listing in the description. But reminder that it will contain some spoilers, so give it a look if you're considering booking a stay, but otherwise, we'll look forward to sharing the finished product with y'all right here on Keeping Afloat with the Joneses next Friday.
This channel is Ralph approved.